guys. Alright, we're back for some Project Eden's Garden. I was gonna play some tonight, but I did all my shopping and did a bit of chores around the house, so I'm good. I'm gonna play for another couple of hours, I reckon, and we'll see where we go. Should I load save data? Yes, I would love to load save data. Continue. Alright, let's do this. I'm actually pretty keen to keep going further in. So we've just been introduced to all the characters, and we'll see where we go from there. Check my stream. Sorry, I always forget to check it before I start. Okay, that sounds fine. Alright, let's get back into it. The other 11 students were gathered in the center of the courtyard, nervously discussing the situation. So, any clue what's going on here? We're being pranked, 100%. This would be a really elaborate prank.
Seriously.
Sorry, my headphones are a bit fucked. I need to, like, move the cord a bit so I can hear better out of my left ear. Oh, that's better. Some people have the memory of it. Oh, fuck now. What am I doing? Some people have the money for it. Whatever it is, I'm killing the prick who's responsible. Unsurprisingly, they didn't seem to be getting anywhere.
Excuse me.
This is off topic, but I don't believe I've asked your name, loud woman in visor.
Remember the name.
It's Grace, you wanker. And your surname, please? Madison. Grace Madison, the ultimate golfer. Hey, how do you know that? You said it in the dining hall, remember?
Problematic.
I don't recall you being there for
However-
introductions. Maybe she was eavesdropping. Eavesdropping? I would never. I simply happened to overhear your conversation is all. In other words, she was eavesdropping. Ugh, hey, if we could take a step back for a second, what's with this about the
Correct.
dining hall? It's inside the building over there. Is there a kitchen too? They got anything low-cal? I'm starving. Be patient, will you? Introductions are still underway. Okay, but you have to speedrun them. Gaming references? From someone else? The universe has been thrown out of balance. Along with Grace Madison, we have the mighty and prestigious Wolfgang Akiri. He's well known as the ultimate lawyer. Yes, that's correct. Oh, hey, lawyer man.
Man.
Lawyer man, is that your name for me? It's either that or Wolfie. Do you like Wolfie more? Stay with what you already have. A lawyer? Wow, it's so nice to meet you. Up next we have... Toshiko turned and squinted at me. His name seems to be escaping me. Perhaps you might know Wolfgang Grace?
I'm not too familiar.
I have no idea. Fuck it. Fuck if I know his name. You told me, I'm pretty sure it's Mark, right? My bad. I got a habit of mixing you sort of guys together. Oi, what are you waiting for? Tell us your name already. Damon Matsu, ultimate debater. A debater? Ooh, so like a bargaining bin. So like a bargain bin lawyer? That's Grace Madison, Wolfgang Akiri, Damon Matsu. Who else is left?
Hiya.
Come on, darling. You can do it. Yeah, share your name.
Oh.
Eva. Just Eva.
Just like my video games.
Guess, like the spy? Eva Tsunako. That's a very pretty name.
Look at that.
Flatly elegant, isn't it? But let's not get off topic. What's your talent, Eva?
That's...
Now that she mentions it, I'm pretty sure you never told me your talent. What's up with that? I told you mine. It's only fair if you told me yours. Ultimate liar. Ultimate liar. Interesting, interesting ultimate ability. Ultimate liar. She's gonna be a very interesting character. That's the thing though, like, we have ultimate lawyer, who's liar. I would like someone like ultimate actor. Because liar, it's not really a thing, like, everyone's like, huh? And maybe that's the whole point, is like, wait. So she's ultimate liar. So maybe that isn't her ultimate, but she's just saying that she's lying about her ultimate by calling herself the ultimate liar. Maybe. Interesting dynamic. That's so funny. So, like, what's your actual talent? That's it. Huh? What? Didn't know lying was something you could be the best at. You learn something new every day. You actually believe her? How is someone supposed to make a career out of lying? Easy, get a job in marketing. It's just what I am. Is that supposed to be your explanation? But that's... I mean, if you're the best at lying, how are we supposed to believe anything you say? As he spotted those last few words, we all turned to Eva exceptionally. Whatever it was that the word was. I've read too far. We'll turn to expectantly. That's the word. I clicked too fast. Then was when it happened?
Testing. 1, 2, 3. Can everyone hear me? Yes? Great. Good morning, my amicable student friends. First off, allow me to apologize. I realize the ride here was a bumpy one, especially for ultimates such as yourselves. But expect things to be different within these halls. Yes, it is my pleasure and privilege to welcome you all to Eden's Garden Academy. May this be the beginning of a wondrous journey.
Doubt it.
Did he just say we're all at Eden Garden Academy? We can't be. No kidding, this place looks nothing like a school.
Talking so loud.
I want to hear this. Interesting voice. I'm guessing it's the Monokuma. I'm sure you're on edge of your seats waiting for a proper orientation, but there's one more thing to do before we can meet face to face. It won't take very long. All I ask is that you enter the building across from me. From there, we can begin preparations for a formal introduction. Until then, farewell.
I must
Click.
take note of this.
That was certainly interesting. Couldn't agree more. Whack.
Somebody explain.
Do you think he's the person that brought us here? Yo, what if he set up the sleeping gas on the train?
Complicated.
In that travel bag? How do you reckon he snuck it on? Sorry to interrupt, but we're not going to skip that part he said about the building, are we? He wants us to go inside. What do you think? What do you think? Should we? Hell no, I'm not waltzing right in there just for me to die or something. To die? You think we're going to be harmed? If our captors want to kill us, we'd already be dead. What would be the point in killing us now? Reactions? I guess. I don't know. I'm not a psychopath. If it calls for it, what if we walk in together as one big group? When you know someone is looking out for you, things can be a lot less scary. Alright, she's got a point. The only way we can progress is if we face the problem head on. Easier said than done, Soybean. I suppose that makes sense, but isn't it too naive? There's nothing wrong with a bit of optimism from time to time. Let's just try it, okay? All right. We got around the entrance. None of us were willing to be the first to walk through. Eventually, I mustered enough willpower to push the doors open. Well, we're going back into the building we were just in, unless it's going to change or something. Dude, this load time takes a while. That took a while. Oh. Oh. The fuck? In front of me lay the battered, bloody body of a young woman. Is that a girl dead? Why is there a dead oh wait. Why is there a dead body? What happened?
Wait.
Is this another student? Shit! What the shit? Dining hall people, you were in the building before us. Tell us what's going on. Yeah, why didn't you mention this other girl? The hell, I never even saw her. Huh? You were there too, Bargain Bin? Don't even. There's a floor below us. That's where I woke up.
Very funny.
And you missed the whole ass person? Yeah, right. You saw her. You must have seen her. Come on, just a minute. Stop pressing me for an answer, you know? I can corroborate. What the fuck are these words? Never seen this word in my life. I can incorporate Damon's story. There was never a body. Miss Madison, I walked through the exact hallway and saw nothing.
I wasn't expecting this.
So between the time you left and the time you returned, this girl was murdered? You think she was murdered? Well, I don't know for sure, but what happened to her? Does that really look self-inflicted? Oh, there's a killer running loose? What? But I don't recall hearing anything when I was waiting outside. Desmond can back me up, right? She's right, there was no screams and no one left the building. So the killer's still inside! As more panicked shouts filled the corridor, Eva silently walked over to the body. Oi, where are you going? Or what are you doing? In Grace's question, she crunched down beside the dead body, dead girl, and poked her in the face. What the fuck is wrong with you? Stop that! It's not real. Eh? This girl, she's just a dummy. A dummy? That's definitely a real body. Didn't you just say you were a liar? Why should we believe you? If you don't believe me, inspect it yourself. Huh? If no one else is offering, I can do it. Wait, him? Well, how does it sound to everyone? He turned to look at each of us. Had no reservations, but when his gaze met mine, my lips instantly sealed shut. The look he gave me was unexpectedly intense. Yes, you can do it. The pirate casually approached the body and knelt beside it. Then, just like Eva,
I'll be damned.
would you look at that? She's right. It is a dummy. For real? How did she know it was fake? My intuition. Also, a corpse should smell. This doesn't smell. As if? Could you be any more suspect? Any more suspect? No, not just that. There's something under the dummy. Huh? What is it? A tablet. Jean rose from the ground and turned around to face us. Sure enough, he was holding a tablet. It was slid underneath the dummy. There's no blood on it as far as I can tell. Nice hiding place. I wouldn't have noticed if I hadn't taken a closer look. Gives the impression I was supposed to, don't it? Hey, what's on the tablet? Let me turn it on. He pressed the button and walked over and held the tablet out for us to see. Oh, it's loading something. After a few seconds, the loading symbol vanished. In its place was a photo of the girl. Kara Koshiken, Ultimate Teacher's Aid. Or Aid. Over 6, gender female, 18. What? What is this? However, the tablet hadn't finished loading. Just after the image, the victim is Kara Koshinen, the Ultimate Teacher's Aid. She was stabbed in the torso 28 times. Damn. The victim also suffered chemical burns to the head. The most notable burns are to her eyes and scalp. Cause of death is blood loss. Time of death is unknown. It reads like a body report. Oh, wait. It reads like a body report. Oh, which one? Ulysses William again? Is that the historian, right? First dead body that's revealed to be a dummy? No, body report? What the hell is going on? Took you long enough to find the tablet. Long ago, a heinous murder was committed, and the victim so happened to be the Ultimate, much like yourselves. What? Before you is a perfect reconstruction of the crime scene, as well as an effigy of the victim with the appropriate injuries. It was quite emotionally draining to craft that dummy. It served as a strong reminder of what was lost. She was such a nice girl, so much potential, lost to violence. What is this man playing at? Anyway, it is your responsibility to figure out the details of her death. The surrounding area, the murder weapon, how she reacted, how she reacted in her final moments, etc. Oh, but don't worry about finding the murderer's identity. He's already right in front of you. So that grey man on the tablet screen? Yep, that's your guy. Please investigate the crime scene and gather as many clues as you can. At the same period of time, you'll be asked to present your findings to me. Believe me, it's in your best interest to put your full effort into this. Have fun, everyone.
Not okay.
Investigation? What the hell? Fuck. Enough of this already. I don't want to be any part of this. Stop telling me what to do. Grace grabbed a large clump of rock from the floor and ran over to the speaker. Screaming in obscenity, she pulled her hands as far back as she could. No, wait, what was that the watch? Trying to destroy private property. That's a zap. Fuck. Fuck!
Holy.
Is he for real? Is this girl really trying to make us solve an old murder? Hold on. You guys can't just believe anything that strange man claims. Why would Eden's Gardens Academy, any academy for that matter, do something like this? Even if it tried to, the Ultimate Talent Program would have stopped them. I wouldn't underestimate the school board executives. Money can get to people's heads and make them take risks they shouldn't. This academy said it was unique. Maybe this is their version of an entrance exam. They're so obsessed with being different from the competition, they've forgotten what people want. More like they've forgotten how to be sane. What would the UTP really be okay with this? Seems pretty counterintuitive. Everyone would want to quit their enrollment after this. And Sue, if this is the work of a separate group, why are they using the academy's name? As a way to hide their own, maybe? They might have even kidnapped us because we attended Eden's Garden Academy. Explain? Well, what if they knew we all had to board a train? It would explain why we passed out. They boarded the train before us and planted the bag with the gas. Because that happened on the train to the academy, they would claim they are the academy. Anyone keep saying they, isn't the speaker man who kidnapped us? It obviously wasn't just him. Seizing a train, bringing 16 people to an unknown location, that takes a team to do. Of course, that raises another glaring question. Why us? Why have we been brought into this? Is because we're ultimates? It's not like anyone specifically is, oh my god. It's not like anyone's specialty is detective work. It just doesn't add up. I think I will let the rest of you handle this. I don't need in this grotesque situation. I'll just be on my way. Yeah, that's okay. Actually, can I come with? I'd feel super bad leaving you alone.
Sure.
Oh? Sure, I suppose.
You can do it.
Good luck solving the mystery, everyone. I know you can do it. Interesting. On that note, Dina and Toshiko walked away in the direction of the room with the kitchen.
Oh.
Huh?
Okay, close.
I'm going with them. Screw this. Kai took off down the hallway like his life depended on it. Geez, better than them than us.
No.
I don't know about this. Will that man really let us go if we investigate? We won't know if we continue standing around like this. For now, all we can do is take the risk and do as he says. He's right. I need to brace myself and follow the directions I've been given. As of now, it's my only way to learn more information about my current situation. I can only hope that's the ordeal will be over soon. That this ordeal will be over soon. Investigation start already. Before I do anything else, I should go back over the tablet. The victim is Kara Koskian, I don't know. I think it's supposed to be like Japanese. Akara Koshiken, the ultimate teacher's aide. She was stabbed in the torso 28 times. The victim also suffered chemical burns to the head. The most notable burns are to her eyes and scalp. Cause of death is blood loss. Over here is unknown. There's a lot going on here. Chemical burns in addition to 28 stab wounds. Jesus, I don't want to believe anything this speaker guy says, but if this murder really is based on true events, damn, the killer's totally sick in the head. Tells me as the true bullet section of your trinket. That's what Jed has to say. Did you catch the look? Did you catch the look on on Kai's face before he ran away? He was about to puke. Guess the whole thing got the better of him. Yeah, it's a really gruesome sight. I swear on my dragster that I've never seen anything like it. I mean, I don't make a habit of running into dead bodies, but still, you know. At the end of the day, I'm just some puppet. It's just some puppet. It can't be any worse than a Halloween decoration. Where have you been? Trick-or-treating? Wolf Creek Crater? A discovery like this would traumatize anyone. Well, almost anyone. I'm really thick-skinned. He's clearly not in the right headspace for investigation. I should just ignore him. So, I'll do anything to get back to my ship, even if I had to live through a never-ending storm. James seems to be oh my god. James seems to miss being out at sea. I guess I can't blame him. I want to be anywhere but here right now.
I just want to go home.
I can't believe this is happening. It's just a dummy. It's all be fine. She's clearly having a moment, not something I want to deal with right now. Ulysses. Ulysses was scribbling something down in the notebook. Curious, corporate television can barely create convincing corpses. So how does one wind up here? What does that mean? Huh? He finished what he was writing and lowered the book from his face. You see, convincingly realistic mannequins like this one are real but rare. It's cheaper, albeit clunkier. To recreate a body using special effects, but that's obviously not the case here. Somewhere we have a mannequin oh my god, distinguishable. I know what the word is. I know what it is, but I can't fucking pronounce it. Indistinguishable. That'll do. From a real human. Alright. A captain must not be tied of money. Okay. Captains must not be tied of money. They could produce an amazing TV show, certainly. Huh? Alright, anyway, let's look at the body. Captain gives a lot of information about this victim. To their credit, what's written on the tablet seems accurate, but I should inspect the body just in case. Damn it, it's just a doll. Damon, stop hesitating. Doll slumped against the door, her torso soaked in blood. Parts of her shirt had been ripped open, exposing bits of blood, distinguishable pulp. I quickly took a step back, trying to control my breathing to avoid throwing up. It's just a doll. There's no reason to be afraid of a doll. Assault rifle. Initial sight of the doll shocked me so much I completely overlooked this rifle. Inspecting it now, I realized something. If the victim was stabbed, why was a rifle near her body? The rifle? Could you step back a bit? I'm curious about something. What? No, Before I could finish my sentence, Jean walked over to where I was and picked up the gun. Hey, you messed with the crime scene. Ignoring me, he released the magazine of the gun with surprising ease. Eh? Until the magazine portrayed a loaded bullet. Oh, that's interesting. This rifle hasn't even been used. Definitely a dangerous thing to have around. I'll put it down and guard it so nobody can get any smart ideas. But then him holding it. Damn, a loaded gun? What was going on in the killer's head? Why bring a gun to the crime scene and not even use it? Unless that gun was purely for intimidation. It's not very logical, but it'd be a twisted game to play with the victim. Bloody knife laid next to the victim. It's safe to say that this must be the murder weapon. Yep. Cool. Let's check her body. The girl has been stabbed repeatedly. I don't need the tablet to know that. However, her cause of death, you'd think it was stabbed to the heart of something, but the tablet claimed blood loss. Take a closer look. The wounds, they didn't seem extensively deep. At least not deep enough to pierce her heart. If she died from blood loss, what does that say about the killer? They probably couldn't have killed her quickly if they wanted to. Did they want her to suffer a slow death? Damn, this is messed up. There's more? I don't... Oh, hands. Her hands were surprisingly clean, all things considered. There were no other marks or injuries apart from her nails. It looks like there were dried blood underneath them. Why was there blood underneath her nails, but not on the rest of her hand? Alright, that seemed to be all the evidence. Nothing else was catching my eye. I should check the inside of the closet now. Okay. Like the rest of the building, the inside of the closet was old and dilapidated. It was the last place I'd want to dig through, but I had to gather as much evidence as possible. Otherwise, I won't be able to be present. I won't be able to present a strong argument. All right. Is the time? Clock. There's a clock above the door. Doesn't seem like it works. Okay. Bucket. It's a bucket. Pretty typical thing to find inside Janet's closet. But why is it randomly lying here? There's nothing inside it except... What does it smell? It smells like bleach. Which means it... There might be more clues around here, but I'm going to check this entire closet of evidence. No thanks. A person like her is probably more likely a cause a murder. Like to cause a murderer. Sorry, cause a murder, not solve one. All right, have fun with that. Cassidy.
Check it out.
Oh, okay. Hey, check out what's behind the door. Saying that she stepped away from the corner. It's a ladder. Doesn't seem like there's anything strange about it. Why was this brought to my attention again?
Not cool.
I'm disappointed in you. Huh?
So hackneyed.
You call that thing a ladder? It's obviously a step ladder. And they're practically the same thing. I have to agree with Miss Amber. Anyone knows an ace investigator must record his evidence as accurately as possible. That's certainly what the victim would want. A guy that doesn't even get my references is no fun to be around. I want to check on the peeps outside. Smell you later, lawyer man. She's already out of here. Did she even investigate anything besides that stupid ladder? What? Oh, I was certain the ladder would be something.
It's for the best.
We must make every effort to examine the crime scene as thoroughly as possible. Not for the sake of entertaining the people who kidnapped us, but for the sake of the victim. Bro, there is no victim. The victim's a doll, bro. After all, this was based on a real murder, was it not? That was what the tablet said, though I'm still skeptical about the validity of that statement. Oh. Need to split the area around me before I think of moving to the back room. What? I literally... Okay. Oh, shelf, bro. The shelf was packed with an assortment of towels. I briskly inspected them, lifting each towel to check for everything underneath. Many had gathered dust, but but that was it. Nothing looked suspicious about them. Looks like that everything around here. I should check out the other end of the room. Oh, hey guys, what the fuck did you get new?
Gotta stay one step ahead.
I checked all the containers on the shelf. They're all full, with the exception of one.
Huh?
A bottle of bleach. Bleach? Huh? There was a bucket in the closet that reeked
Makes
of it.
sense.
That's probably not a coincidence. Nothing the thing is supposed to immaculate a real crime scene. Oh, my brother's home. I'll be right back, guys. What's up? Alright, we back. Okay. It's crazy how much effort has been put into this. Can't think of too much about what kind of situation we're in, or I'll never be able to handle it. That security camera is brand new. That security camera is brand new. Just to mention it, it does look out of place. You think it would have gathered dust like that in other items? Like the other items in here? Did it really get cleaned or something? My company's headquarters have similar ones installed, except these cameras are even more high tech. Typical school, spending more on security than educating their students. I assume this is even the academy's doing.
Golly.
These shells are real intriguing. Take a look, some of the cleaning brands go as far back as the 80s and 90s. Do you recognize them? Of course I use them. Well, why would you do that? Old chemicals do the job better since there were fewer regulations about what's poisonous and all that. Just don't ask where I got them. Don't want to alert the fuzz. I'm sure they don't care about the black market cleaning supplies. Oh, bro, you never know, dude. Alright. So, some things are highlighted, some are not. I don't get this. Alright, is there really nothing I can click on? Right. You're joking. What am I? Fuck am I overlooking? The camera. Some fans' cameras. The guy on the speaker watching us do this. Just the thought made my stomach turn. Alright everyone, that's time. Look at you all, you investigated the crime scene so well, it's enough to bring a tear to my eye. Jokes aside, please meet by the elevator for the class trial. You should find us somewhere around the tree of ignorance. Okay. Don't make me wait too long, I might start getting zap happy. See you soon. Damn, I like Monokuma's voice though. That really wacky voice. Class trial? What the hell does he mean? Sounds like that's the end of the... oh my god. That sounds like that's the end of our investigation. If we're done with the closet, we should go outside and talk to the others. Damn, this is a fucking... gonna be an easy class trial.
Come off the grass.
Boy, what the hell is the class trial? Your guess is as good as mine. Obviously, we're gonna go to court.
What?
Court? He's going to put us on trial? Maybe that's where we'll talk about the clues we found. It makes sense for our current situation. Investigation, clues, files, what else could this stuff be for? Good point. It does seem oddly similar to court procedures. Obviously, we're missing key suspects and witnesses, but they don't seem to be relevant to this case anyway. He mentioned that the elevator was near the tree of ignorance, right? He must be referring to the room with the tree. Probably, yeah. It's the only thing I can think of. However, I don't recall seeing an elevator anywhere. Then what are we waiting for? Let's get our butts over there. She keeps treating this like a dumb game. If we're really going on trial, that's going to be a nuisance to deal with. Oh, we might as well follow her. Number one, everyone left. I guess I have no choice but to go as well. Alright, so this is interesting. So there's like a mock trial. I don't know if it's gonna be like act as a tutorial or something, but we'll see what happens. Maybe it's to do like there's a previous killing game, or maybe it's called Project Eden's Garden. The Academy's Eden's Garden Academy. So maybe it's something to do with like the school is created for killing. I don't know, bro. Or they got a project or something, so like previous classes have gone through the same thing. This is just one of the killings that happened. And arrived at the tree, I saw people were already bickering. A big tree? Eden's Gardens Academy overused religious symbolism is tight. I really hope we get let out after
Oi,
this.
You.
Can you confirm? Lied chick. Why are you asking her?
Ross.
Come off the grass. She's clearly faking a
Am I
talent.
hearing you right?
And that makes her one of the bad guys? Who would want to fake their identity besides someone with a secret to hide? Psst, I bet she's the one who brought that gas bomb into the train. And she didn't think to bring a mask to avoid passing out or
No one
whatever?
else is gonna say it.
If all you needed was a mask to protect you, then... Hey, don't look at me. I legit passed out. This helmet's got plenty of holes in it. I'll suffocate otherwise.
something to say.
No, the light chick's totally sus. Just look at how calm she's been acting. She somehow knew that dead body was a dummy, then she poked it in the face?
Deal with
That's not normal. I told you it's my intuition. Intuition, my ass. It's not unbelievable. My gut told me we should inspect the doll. Now look at us. We're on a mission to solve a murder.
Any clue?
Where's this elevator supposed to begin? Supposed to be again? That's right, there's meant to be an elevator around here. It's in the tree, right? All I see is the tree of ignorance. Maybe we're missing something here. Or maybe we're being played for fools. It's the more I look at it, the more confused I am. I'm gonna get a headache. I better stop. No. That's clearly the fucking door.
Man.
And I thought I was finally gonna have a normal school experience. Nobody's gonna believe this. Well, they might believe you guys, but the whole world's just gonna laugh at me.
Sucks.
This sucks. Really has an inflated view of himself. Who said it was fake?
Interesting indeed.
Class trial, huh? The rest of the tree, there was a marble bust depicting a figure in a creepy mask. There were cracks all over the mask, and one of the eyes was even missing. How old must this thing
what
be?
you doing?
You noticed the statue too, don't you? Huh? Oh, yeah. What's up with that statue? There's definitely something whack about it. I just can't put my finger on that. The mask is broken, there's a piece missing. Is that weird? The statue's probably like super old. It makes sense it would be
I'm
cracking and
talking.
stuff. No, this is definitely seems intentional. Like it's crappy on purpose. Even so, it's not relevant to the elevator, is it? Well, you know.
About
Maybe we find the piece and place it back on the statue. Something will happen, like a puzzle-solving game? That sounds kind of far-fetched, but it wouldn't hurt to try. You say we gotta look around for the other part of the mask? Ree! Hold on your butts, because I got the eye of a predator. This isn't a never mind. That everyone started to search the tree again. Some people inspect the tree itself, while others scattered around it. After what seemed like only a few minutes, Grace stood up frantically with something in her hands. Oi, everyone! I found it! We gathered around Grace to see what she was holding. Oh, nice! That must be it. What should we do with it? Do we stick it back on the mask? Probably, yeah. I'll take care of it. Back off, Hercules. You aren't the one who found it. Grace put the piece over to the statue and slotted it right into the mask. And then nothing happened. Ah, that was anticlimactic. Click. Suddenly the ground began to... suddenly the ground we were standing on began to shake. Oh, golly. Oh, we about to die? These people, bro. Well, there we go.
yo.
Yo, I was right. That actually worked. A fucking secret passageway in a tree? I never thought I'd see that. I don't like the main character swearing like that, dude. Bad dialogue is just putting fucking there, unless the character really deserves it. I don't really see this guy being someone who would swear much. The Tree of Knowledge. A symbol of sentiment, intuition, and understanding exists here only as a barren replica. The tree of ignorance emulates the world of nature, but does not achieve it. And justly so, for ignorance often aspires to be seen as wisdom.
Game over, man! Game over!
Oh god, he's spitting random philosophy. We're so fucked. Will this take us to the elevator? The stairs at the foot of the opening. What are we waiting for? Let's explore. Why the sudden rush? I want to get home, duh. When we get this over with, we'll get out quicker. It's simple math. Fair enough. So we just walk in, do we? We approach the opening of the tree. Descend into the darkness. This is an elevator. I see the elevator's underneath the tree. Reckless investment, I'm telling you. With a rumble, the elevator began to descend. We stood in silence, 16 worried strangers plummeting into the unknown. That's what we were, after all. Random people thrown into the horrible place. For what, some twisted man's game. Fake crime scene investigation, a creepy statue, and an elevator in a tree. None of this was the work of your average kidnapper. This was something much bigger, and in no way could be connected to Eden's Gardens Academy. The elevator began to slow, snapping me out of my thoughts. I stood up tall, and when movement stopped completely, the doors opened. In front of us was a large circular hall, supported by marble pillars. In the center of the room, 16 podiums had been arranged into a circle. Were those for us? Welcome, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the elevator ride. And it was a bit of a quick one. As you can see, this is the trial room. Each podium has a name on it. Find your designated podium and stand there until I give out further instructions. And if we don't comply, then I'll zap you, of course. I'll zap you, of course. Not this zapping shit again. Just face it, Miss Madison. We have to go along with the demands. Looks like there's a few smart ones. Looks like there's a few smart ones in the pack, eh? Well, come along now. We don't have all day. There's no avoiding it. We had to assume our places. Alright, interesting. Scanning the faces around me, everyone wore similar expressions. Discomfort, anger, worry. It didn't end. We've been kidnapped and forced to play as pawns in some insane game. No free will, no choice in our actions. As we could do was move forward. We had to hope for an escape, a way to run from the twisted place. We had to solve this murder case. Oh, there's a bit of a rhyme there. Yeah. Okay, no. You trinket. So 5. Alright, interesting. But yeah, we'll keep it normal. Let's try it in session. Alright, cool. This is really well made. I mean, some things are a little rough around the edges with like loading and stuff that could be fixed. And even though the graphics aren't supposed to be amazing, even like when you're walking around and the outside spot was very like overly pixelated, and it's kind of hard to really tell what things were sometimes. Even though that's kind of Danganronpa style, it is a bit pixelated, but I don't know. But again, the amateur.
A brief explanation of the class trial. The objective here is simple. Explain how the murder took place, using evidence you've gathered during the investigation.
Interesting start for a prologue. Just like a fake murder and just getting straight into it. I am. What's up?
Right answer.
Huh?
You'll be free to leave this place.
Fuck yeah, bro. Yeah. Yeah, definitely play some replay later. Oh. Free. Okay. Should you all agree on the right answer, you'll be free to leave this place. Okay, interesting. But, alright.
Should you all agree on the wrong answer, well, you'll find out. That's all there is to it. Have fun, everybody.
Somebody, get me out of here.
Yeah, dude, she's not fucking Australian. What is that? Somebody. She was like, somebody, get me out of here. It wasn't even like, well, I'm Australian, so that's what I sound like.
If this is something we must discuss, I know a good place to start.
Get me out of here, 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 get me out of here! Ah! Somebody get me out of here!
What happened to her?
Oh, shit! They fried her brain!
Calm down. It's only a shock. She won't suffer any permanent side effects. If I
Yeah.
wanted to see the brain dead vicar, I'd just turn on the telly. On that note, please, carry on.
Holy shit, the people running this thing aren't playing around.
As you were saying, Wolfgang?
Right. The way I see it, the objective of this trap.
By the way, can I get like a seat with this thing? I'm just gonna be an onlooker. It's only fair.
You're seriously not going to contribute?
What am I even supposed to do?
Put your detective hat on, buddy. We're here to solve a mystery.
Yeah. Who murdered that dummy chick, right?
Not who murdered her, how they murdered her.
Did that tablet not explain it?
It listed her wounds, yes, but it didn't explain how they were inflicted.
Probably because it's so obvious.
But, Miss Amber, you didn't even read the tablet.
And I don't have to.
Would you look at that? A debate's already underway.
So they're clearly confused. I need to stop them before they arrive at the wrong conclusion. Yeah, because I'm the goat. Oh gosh, do you hear that? Non-stop debate? Hell yeah. In non-stop debates, your classmates will speak one after another without interruption. Students may say things that contradict the truth, and it's your job to determine which statement must be broken in order to progress the trial. This is the first time I've seen like all the podiums fit up as well with actual people, which is pretty cool. For your ammo, you have been armed with the true bullets you gathered during the trial. I think it's just like a bit of a. I think they want to do like a tutorial thing without having to use the first trial as a tutorial, like the first game, which is I think fair enough because I think the first trial that's in Trigger Happy Havoc is not great because of it, and it's one of the weaker ones because it is just a tutorial and it's very obvious. So I like it. And there's also probably a bit of a meaning. It's like a subversion from the other games as well. So not bad creators. They're intriguing me. Like we'll see how it all turns out. You want to aim? Yep. Okay. Anyway, we know how it works. Quickly compare closer statements. Yep. Face concentrate. Yeah, it slows down. Speed of time. That's for now. Don't jump to too many conclusions. Alright, cool. It's really well done. Assault rifle.
The mystery was never about who killed Kara, but how she died.
Is that true?
Objection! It's obvious what the murder weapon was.
I didn't get a good look at the crime scene.
Oh, I should turn that off.
The body was pretty bloody.
And what could have spilt that blood? Besides that big, scary gun!
Oh!
That's right!
Oh, it's right.
There was
Oh,
a
it's
gun.
right click.
You hear that, liar man? She agrees.
Okay. I can't open it.
The mystery was never about who killed Kara.
But how she died.
Okay. And it's how the controls are different.
I didn't get a good look at the crime scene.
And it's right click instead of left click.
No, that's
Alright.
wrong.
Hell yeah. That's freaking dippity wrong, dude. Here we go. Debater skills up.
Cassidy, can you stop butting in? You barely investigated the crime scene to begin with.
Whoa, what? I searched that place from top to bottom.
All
No, you did not.
Then tell me, how was a fully loaded assault rifle used as the murder weapon?
That's easy. It wasn't. Obviously, the shooter reloaded their gun to full capacity. Any smart shooter could tell you that. Right, Desmond?
Why are you bringing me into this?
Because you're a marksman.
Except the victim suffered multiple stab wounds to the torso. If a gun was fired, not only should the body have had bullet wounds, but there would be shell casings from the fired bullets. We saw neither at the crime scene.
If the gun didn't do that, chicken, what was the actual murder weapon?
My god, dude. Cause it literally just said stab wounds. A Hangman's Gambit? Oh, okay. The door. The knife.
Got it. The bloody knife. It's just so blatantly obvious. It was literally right next to the victim's body.
Why so Cam's razor gotta ruin everything?
Interesting. Both the knife and the rifle were present at the crime scene, but only the knife was used.
Kind of weird, choosing the inferior weapon.
Nothing beats the sting of a sharpened blade.
If the killer didn't use the rifle, why was it at the crime scene?
Maybe it came from inside the closet.
Don't see why you'd be storing a gun in a janitor's closet.
Man, I don't know. What if it's not even related to the murder?
Of course it's related. It's covered in blood.
Oh no. Everyone's starting to yell.
Troll fast, I need to say something. No sort debate. Cool. I like how it like pans in, down, that's kinda cool. Okay. Assault
To
rifle.
reiterate, both the rifle and the knife were next to the victim's body.
Oh, you can
Yet
do the
they
agree.
Opted for the knife. Odd choice.
I bet that gun didn't even work. These days, it's all about aesthetics over effectiveness.
That's like your opinion, lady.
If the gun was broken, then the killer would have no reason to bring it with them. And yet, they did.
Watch it be for the aesthetic.
I like the music. I reckon they don't. I can't even. I don't know. Consider the details of the victim's death, including links to the office.
To reiterate, both the rifle and the knife were next to the victim's body.
Yet they opted for the knife.
Oops. I didn't mean
Odd
that extra click.
choice.
I bet that gun didn't even work.
I don't know if it worked or not.
Wait, the evidence Damon presented doesn't support.
Shit.
To reiterate, both the rifle and the knife were next to the victim's body.
Yet they opted for the knife. Odd choice.
I bet that gun didn't even work.
So it did work. Yeah,
To
I'm not sure what's
reiterate,
going on.
Both the rifle and the knife were next to the victim's body.
Yeah,
Yet
I
they
agree with that.
opted for the knife.
That doesn't make sense. So,
Odd
I don't,
choice.
I bet that gun didn't even work. These days, all about aesthetics over
For effectiveness.
That's like your opinion, lady.
If the gun was broken, then
oh, okay.
That's wrong.
Okay, that's a bit of an interesting statement to break into. What about the killer?
Stop that thought right there. If we keep assuming the killer had the gun, we'll end up running in circles.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
what?
So she
You
had the
think
gun.
The killer
Yeah.
was unarmed?
No, they were definitely armed. With the knife. The reason they didn't use a gun is probably because they never had it to begin with.
But then, who did?
Easy. The victim.
Whoa, the dummy had the gun?
If it wasn't the killer, it has to be her. She must have brought it to the closet. She was probably carrying it before the murder, but dropped it when the killer attacked her.
Oh, I guess that makes some sense.
Complete sense.
I wouldn't be so sure about that. Aren't you overlooking something?
Ooh, okay. I knew we were going to be bickering a bit.
Huh? The victim was stabbed from the front, meaning she could have seen the killer coming, correct? If so, why didn't she shoot them?
A stealth attack! I bet the killer memorized her AI movements.
That girl must have been killed before she had the chance to defend herself.
That's not technically true. There's evidence of a struggle between the victim and the killer.
Just blood on her fingers. Evidence that shows the victim attempted to fight back. I guess it'd be.
This is it.
Yeah, fingers. Bloody fingernails.
We found dry blood under the victim's fingernails, which implies she was clawing at her attacker. Of course, no explanation is definitive without photo proof of the killer, but I'm confident this is what happened.
Why would you resort to scratching when you're carrying a gun?
Did something get in the way of her using it?
Wonder if that killer stole it from her.
She should have seen or heard him coming from the hallway at the very least.
Why do you think she was in the hallway?
That's where the fight happened, right?
I think you're getting ahead of yourself. How can we be sure the fight happened there?
Maybe the fight started in the hallway, and after it ended, her body was dragged into the closet.
If that happened, shouldn't there have been streaks of blood on the floor? Or in the hallway?
Drag marks? Can't say I saw any.
It was merely a jest. No need to take it so seriously.
Instead of dragging the victim, what if the killer carried her? I don't know why they would want to do that, but it would explain the lack of drag marks.
But then, wouldn't the killer have been covered in
Blood. Aye. It should have gotten everywhere. Those wounds were brutal. A few inches deep, I reckon.
Good
Oops.
point.
She was obviously killed in the closet. That's where the blood was.
Yes, you're right. I'm so sorry for derailing the conversation.
Moving on.
That fight. The victim had the gun, but she was overpowered?
If she wanted to, she could have just, you know.
It doesn't make much sense, does it?
There must be something we're missing. Something that explains how the victim was overpowered. No, I'm not the only one to figure that out. I'll talk about agree points we had in the last one. Actually, the last one was the way you would have noticed that some bracelets were blue. Yep, so they agree. Agree point aligns with the evidence you gathered. So the truth, you must prepare the classmates when it would be wise to do so. It is for you to figure out. Good luck.
That slimy killer pulled a fast one and knocked the gun out of her hand.
No.
By the sounds of it, those two did have a crazy tussle.
But she still carried a gun. So why didn't she shoot?
I bet that girl didn't even see them coming.
Maybe she thought the killer was her friend? I know I wouldn't hurt a friend.
She tried clawing their eyes out.
Okay. Your attention, please.
That slimy
Thanks.
killer pulled a
Didn't see it
fast
coming because she
one and knocked
threw
the
bleach to her
gun
eyes.
out
Oh,
of
she had
her
chemical
hand.
burns. That's right. That's right.
By the sounds of it, those
Then would
two
it be
did have a
victim's
crazy tussle.
hands?
But
We'll go.
she
We'll go
still
buckets there.
carried a gun.
Why didn't she shoot? I bet that
Girl didn't even coming.
Ah, shit.
Appreciate
Okay.
That slimy
What?
killer pulled a fast one and knocked the gun
I guess
out of her
tablet.
hand.
Alright, would be tablet then.
But she still carried a gun. So why didn't she shoot? I bet that girl.
didn't even coming.
There we go.
Got it.
Alright, there we go. Break.
John actually has a point. The victim probably couldn't see what was going on. According to the tablet, she suffered chemical burns to the face and eyes. That sort of injury would have effectively blinded her. Also, inside the janitor's closet, there was a large empty bottle of bleach. That's probably the chemical that caused the burns.
Blinded? With bleach? That's horrible.
All that pain, yet she still managed to fight back.
She sure put up a struggle. Without a gun, I guess the next best thing was her hands.
So the killer was definitely the one who blinded her.
Indeed. Knowing she had a gun, he blinded her to make her less dangerous. Then, when he pinned her against the door and stabbed her, she tried to retaliate.
Until eventually dying from her wounds.
Jeez, this is brutal. Couldn't they have toned down the violence?
The past is in the past, and we can't change that.
I mean, by the sounds of it, we've already figured it out.
No. Not yet.
Seriously?
But we've already discussed so much!
We know she was armed. We know she was blinded. We figured out how she died. How is this not a closed case?
Please understand, I'm proud of everyone's hard work so far. Because of you, we're one step closer to bringing the victim justice.
This was never about the dummy.
However, we should think of this case like an equation. Knowing how it works is only half the struggle. Now we need to figure out why.
As in the motive?
You're on the right track.
You speak like we have any information on the killer. The man's a stock image. He doesn't even have a name. What are we supposed to ascertain from that? That he's a non-character?
Not every answer will be written down for you. Sometimes actions speak louder than...
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Hold the phone!
Grace?
What? Since when was Grace back to normal?
Right now, Soybean. Watching you guys try to solve this mystery has been like watching a dumpster catch on fire.
She's supposed to be Australian. Her accent is
I guess all
terrible.
that smoke must have clouded your vision. Cause there's a big-ass elephant in this room.
An elephant in the room?
That's giving us too much credit.
So the killer incapacitated that girl. She had a gun, it makes total sense. Problem is, you've yet to explain how he used the bleach.
I sort
Oh,
of
bucket.
assumed he spilled it on the victim.
Right. He just tipped the bottle over her.
That bottle is where the bleach came from, sure. But I doubt the bottle itself was involved in the murder. When we found it, it was neatly ordered on a shelf near the back of the closet. The gun and knife were just thrown on the floor. So it's weird this weapon was handled so differently.
Do you think the killer just poured the contents of that bottle into something else?
Sure, before the actual murder took place, I'd say.
And what is this something else? Go on. Explain it before this dumpster turns molten.
Stubborn. She's really stubborn about this, but I get the point she's trying to make. Before we move on, we've got the subject. We have to make sure the logic is completely sound. Alright, let's put this out. Let's put out this fire. Not so that. Well, we know it's the bucket.
Well, if the original bottle's been emptied, where'd the bleach go?
Into another bottle?
What
Nope.
about a container?
Nope.
There were a bunch in the closet.
I bet the killer had a secret water gun.
No.
So when the victim came in, pow! He squirted her in the eyes.
Hey! The ink vanishes when the battle's over.
Call the fire brigade, Grace.
I guess it'll be container then. Let's go bonus kill. Have to use something. I guess it'll be
Well-
container.
Another bottle?
No.
I got
Yeah,
it.
good enough. Good enough.
She's correct. The killer put the chemicals in a bucket. Or, more specifically, the same bucket we found at the crime scene. After all, it reeked of bleach. If the killer didn't use it to transport bleach, what else did they use it for? Personal cleaning? I doubt it.
Yo, that makes sense.
A broken clock is right twice a day.
Okay, cool. So,
Okay.
how'd the killer use that bucket to spill bleach in the victim's eyes?
Throw it.
It would be a fairly heavy bucket, so it's unlikely he threw it on her.
She'd shoot him before he even had the chance. Use your brain, mate.
Of course, my apologies.
Good question. How was the killer able to get a heavy bucket of chemicals? Should have known. Probably should open the door. Yeah,
Even
thanks,
if he
Dan.
did manage to splash her, the girl should have sustained intense facial burns. However, aside from her eyes, her face was relatively untouched.
Well, if you check the tablet, it said she had burns to the scalp, too.
Burns to the scalp? How does that work? Unless those chemicals came from above?
Above. Yes, that's right, above.
Killer somehow suspend the bucket in the air? Maybe there was a mechanism that made it tip over when someone entered the room.
Where's this bucket supposed to be again?
Above. Which, well,
On the
could
door.
mean anything.
Was the killer hiding above the door frame?
There's no way they were up there. There's nothing for them to sit or hold on to. Not to mention, they couldn't have stabbed her from up there.
And if there's no place for the killer to sit, then there's no place for the bucket to sit.
Unless you take into account the size difference. The space above the
Yeah.
entrance might not be able to support a person, but it could still support something as small as a bucket.
And that thing supporting the bucket?
Fill on two things for the bucket to be above the victim and for it to spill on her when she entered the room. In other words, he needed to balance the bucket, but on what? The door frame. There we go. Hey man's gamble or some shit. Oh, okay.
I got it.
Yeah, top of the door. Using the step ladder.
I don't know how we overlooked this, but I've got it. The killer just balanced the bucket on the door.
Like in those water bucket pranks people film?
Exactly.
When the victim came into the
There
room,
you go.
she pushed open the door and caused the bucket to fall on her. This would make it so she couldn't shoot back or even get a chance to see her assailant. When the bucket hit the ground, it probably rolled away. That'd explain why we found it a couple feet from the victim.
That is a possibility, yes.
It sounds like the best conclusion.
There's just one problem. How was the killer able to reach that high? Unless they were abnormally tall, it'd be difficult to place something on top of that door.
Well, let's use that as our next point of discussion. How did the killer set up this trap?
Balance the bucket on the door, the killer would have needed to reach pretty high. Anything in the crime scene that could have been used as a boost? If I can answer that, I'll be further credibility to my theory. Oh, cool. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, sorry, W.
This is it. There was a stepladder hiding behind the closet door. The killer probably used that. After climbing it, they could position the bucket right on top of the door.
Figures.
My precious stepladder? You think the bad guy used my super duper obvious stepladder?
I mean you.
Match
Where your
point.
precious stepladder?
Occam's razor.
Yes, it appears our killer didn't care much for subtlety. No matter how obvious it seems, it's the only answer that makes sense.
It was the only knickknack of its kind, too. If there's something else that killer could have used, it's escaping me.
I see. It makes sense with what we've got so far, but I'm not done yet. I still have one last question for you apes.
Please just leave us alone. Oh, I'm so tired.
Hey, don't be like that. Grace may be loud, but her questions have really helped our discussion.
Anyway, what was the killer doing when that bucket poured onto the girl's head?
He obviously didn't just stand there and observe.
I have to agree, there must be have been hiding somewhere waiting for her to arrive. Somewhere nearby, I would assume. Where was the killer hiding? Oh, I actually don't know. Like, I guess out. No, it had to be in the back of the Janet's closet, on top of the door frame.
I got it.
Yeah, that's something. But behind the door, maybe.
I've got it. The killer was hiding in the back of the
set ladder's
closet.
there, so.
If he was pressed up against the furthest shelf and facing the entrance, there'd be a diagonal path between him and his victim. I say diagonal because that's the only way you can make a direct charge forward. Also, when the victim entered the room, she would have been standing with her back to the hallway, right outside the killer's range. That's why the stab wounds were only made to her chest.
Creating the crime scene we found! Great job, guys! We're actually doing this!
That was the last mystery, right? We must have put everything together now.
Even if it's all fake, I feel really bad for this victim.
Oh shit, what's the time? Oh, I need to feed the
It's an
cats. Then
ugly
yeah.
sight.
Well, after
Let's
this
use our
trial, I
victim.
might end the stream, and then we'll go. I'll go feed the cats.
Huh?
Well, technically she is, but let's be real. The girl was carrying a gun. She probably provoked the killer, and they killed her in self-defense. It's a clear-cut case of the hunter becoming the hunted, no?
That's no excuse.
What?
There's no justifying murder. Killing a woman is the worst thing a man could do.
You're emanating a sizable amount of emotional tension. Are you okay?
There's no excuse. There never was an excuse. 28 stab wounds. No girl, no person should ever suffer Kara's fate.
Wait, who's Kara?
That's right.
It was the victim's name.
If it was self-defense, wouldn't stab him
Didn't
28
anyone read
times.
the tablet?
I agree with you, dude. But you don't have to shout out your point.
Oi, what's all this about? We've figured out the case. Stop trying to drag it on.
No. We're not finished here.
Yeah, stand your ground, Wolfgame.
There's no murder without a proper motive. We need to discuss why Kara died.
I am not going this far for a fictional murder case. We aren't
Sorry, but we
looking
have
for
to.
a murderer. We're looking for answers, which we have.
Do you turn in a half-finished exam, Winona? An essay without its conclusion? This isn't about efficiency. This is about being right. Or do you, a supposed entrepreneur, not value integrity?
What the hell?
Let's just talk about the motive. There's no harm
Yeah,
in
it's been a
doing
bit of
that,
a
right?
damn, dude.
Well,
Let's
what
get in everyone's
was
faces.
the motive? Was the killer fighting for their life? Or were they going out of their way to murder?
Maybe the gun freaked him out.
If I was in the killer's shoes, I'd definitely be nervous. Thing is, while acting out of self-defense is possible, since when does it look like this?
Given the severity, I'd liken it to a crime of passion.
Something done on impulse?
What if they were frightened? The spooky thing might have set them off big time.
That's wrong. There's no way this was done in self-defense. No
Couldn't
matter
have
what
been.
excuse the killer uses, it doesn't change the fact they have blood on their hands.
Yo, bud, you seem a little pressed.
Silence! I won't allow this!
Damn, bro. Bro's getting fucking crazy over a fictional case. Well, I don't know if it's fictional, but you know, like this is the kind of things you would see in like an actual proper what's the word? Like one of the actual proper cases. This is like a you'd think that they would use this case more just for like understanding the game and the what's the word, and the controls and all that and the gameplay loop. But I mean, like already one of the characters we've seen to be, he looks pretty level-headed to be already cracking. It's kind of surprising, but all right. I think it's getting emotional. While you're the further trials far now might be a good idea to change approach. You'll listen to Pathons making some. Trials of the base emotional charge commentary of your classmates will appear as purple text. It's called a called Pathos statements. Pathos statements. You absorb the Pathos statements by holding over them with the your radical and pressing E or left click. Okay. Pathos statements will then be loaded into your truth cylinder. Oh, okay. A weak spot that is directly contradicted by the pathos statement and fire. If successful, you'll make a powerful emotional argument to counter your... Oh, okay, this is a new thing that's not even in the other games. So, use an emotion to overpower. That's kind of cool. Stay on the lookout for pathos statements while you'll always be able to advance the trial using pure logic. Emotional arguments can lead to some unique conversations. Oh, okay. So, it's like an optional thing.
To kill Kara so easily and without restraint. There is no way to justify this.
Take a chill pill, man.
You expect me to stay calm? This was the sadistic killing of one of humanity's brightest.
We shouldn't make a lot of assumptions about the killer's morals. This could have been self-defense.
You
I
don't
don't think
even
it
know
was.
the damn killer. Just the crime scene they left behind.
This killer, dead or alive, deserves to be brought to justice!
But how can we do that? There's no reason to trust you if you have no proof.
So says the ultimate liar.
What was I trying to forgive? I have an obligation to find the truth.
To kill
Okay.
Kara so easily and without restraint.
Oh, why did I not pick it up?
No way to justify this.
Take a chill pill, man.
You expect me to stay calm?
Oh, I might grab that. Hold on.
This could have been self-defense.
You don't even know the damn killer.
So left click didn't
Just
work.
the crime scene they left behind.
So I think
This killer, dead or alive, deserves to be brought to justice!
But how can we do that? There's no reason to trust you if you have no proof.
So says
okay,
the
lawyer's
ultimate
intuition.
liar.
All right. Was this murder justified or was it truly unforgivable? I feel like I have an obligation to find the truth. I don't know where to shoot it though.
So easily and without restraint. There is no way to justify this.
Take a chill pill, man.
I might shoot him
You
because
expect
it
me
may
to stay calm?
just to
This
try
was
it
the
out.
sadistic humanity's brightest.
Nah, fuck's sake.
To kill
Okay.
Kara so easily and without respect.
I do want to try this thing though.
Snake, it's show, pal, man. You expect me to stay calm? This was the sadistic killing of one of humanity's pilots. We shouldn't make a lot of assumptions about the killer's morals. This could have been self-defense.
I missed you
You don't
fucking.
even know.
Now the damn killer. Just the crimes they may left behind. This killer, dead or alive, deserves to be brought to justice. But how can we do that? There's no reason to trust you.
If you have
No proof. So says the ultimate liar.
Okay. I don't know if I'm thinking too much about this, but okay.
Kill Kara so easily and without restraint. There is no way to justify this. Snake, it's show, pal, man.
Sick, it's chill, pill, man.
This was the sadistic killing of one of humanity's pilots. We shouldn't make a lot of assumptions about the killer's
I got 2 minutes as well, so I should probably. Could have been there. No, it's not. Okay.
I'm glad you agree.
Okay.
Kill Kara.
so easily and without restraint.
Fuck, I'm lost you on health.
Snake, it's show, pal, man.
I'm just guessing, because I generally don't know how this works. So, statistic killing. It was a statistic killing. I agree, but it's not it. Not the self-defense.
Seen they
Okay, that didn't work
What's wrong
either.
with that?
To kill Kara.
So easily and without restraint. There is no way to justify this. Snake, it's show, pal, man.
Maybe it's just, but like if they brought this up, then I should be able to use it.
We shouldn't make a lot of assumptions about the killer's morals. This could have been self-defense. You don't even know the damn killer. Just the crimes they may left behind. This killer, dead or alive, deserves to be brought to justice.
Okay.
There's no
reason
to trust you.
Okay, what's that one? Lawyer's intuition. Okay. So what was that last one? Well, I lost a lot of health doing that, but
Expertise shouldn't be overlooked here. If there's anyone to believe, it's the lawyer.
okay. So there you go. He's trusting someone else.
Say what?
Wolfgang has spent his life in the courtroom and on the crime scene. He'd understand the criminal mind in ways we can't possibly imagine. He was even emotionally invested in a murder case he'd never seen before. If his lawyer's intuition tells us that the killer was in the wrong, then we have no reason to disagree. We're all ultimates for a reason. We need to trust in talent.
Okay, that's interesting. So it's like you can use that to be like, well, if this person says this, but there's not like a hard evidence of it, we have to kind of should follow it to see what happens because they aren't ultimate in that ability. They should have a good reason for it. So that's an interesting. It uses the ultimate's knowledge in it. I like that. That's good.
Well spoken. If Wolfgang is adamant about the killer's intentions, we should have faith in him.
Yeah, because he's the one that knows the most out of anyone.
Yeah, Wolfgang's
It's
clearly
cool that our
trying his
character-
best for us. Let's trust in the lawyer.
It's cool that the
and
main
his
character is a bit
partner,
cocky and
buddy.
a bit self-indulgent. We'll say it's like, we'll trust someone else.
Hey, if it means going home, then new guys convinced me.
Right on! Team Wolfgang all the way!
Thank you all for your support.
Well, Eva, do you still disagree?
Even if I did, it's not worth pursuing.
Does this mean we're done here? Hey! We're disembodied voice! We've figured out your stupid case! Now let us leave!
Oh, you're finally done. In all honesty, I stopped paying attention a long time ago.
What? We only went through this case because of you.
Silly me, I have a short attention span. So, just for my own benefit, why don't you summarize the information you've learned? It'll be good.
Yeah, we still don't know why though.
Fine.
Practice.
I'll do as you ask. I'll present the truth.
We'll present the truth.
No, I will.
Let's dig into it.
Some of the trials, closing arguments. Yep. Cool. So it's the same comic book. Gaps. Yep. I'll figure fucking shit out. Wait, what? Oh, okay. Oh, and then you unlock it. Yeah, so this is what happens, I think, in the second one. This is how it's played. It's the first one you just pick whatever. Okay, where did the killer hide? In the janitor's closet. Yeah, I guess that's... Oh, and it just says, yep, you're correct. What was the carrying the knife? Do we have... He's carrying the knife. How did the killer reach the door frame? Step ladder, which we don't. We have opening the door. That's her and going up the step ladder. Oh, so I guess it's... Yep. What did the killer pour into the bucket of bleach? So... Yeah, cool. Show me the cool. Wait, what's going on? Oh, maybe I should have read the... Oh. Oh, okay. Okay. Assault rifle. Oh, what was the victim carrying? That's right. The assault rifle. What did the killer pour? Bleach. Nice.
This is how it happened.
Cool. What's the music gonna sound like? Dum 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 dum. I mean, it can't do that. It's copyright, but.
The victim was Kara Koshkinen, the ultimate teacher's aide.
Okay, I don't mind. This is nice music.
Right before her death, she was wandering around the academy carrying a large assault rifle. That was probably when our unnamed killer, who was armed with a knife, spotted her.
And decided he'd put her to eternal rest.
That's cool. Everyone gets to chip in a bit.
He slid inside that little janitor's closet, where he began hatching a deadly scheme.
Aye. They needed a way to surprise the victim, who was better armed. The killer grabbed a bottle of bleach from the closet and poured its contents into a bucket.
That's because they wanted to blind Kara by splashing the bleach in her eyes. Sneaky little bastard.
Sneaky little bastard. I don't know if she's supposed to be Australian or maybe more New Zealand, but even then, like, New Zealand's more like this, eh? There's still a bit of this, and hey, come on, mate, hey, yeah. And they go hey instead of oi. Well, they go oi, but it's not like oi. It's more like oi, oi, not oi. So I think she's supposed to be Australian, but I don't know. She's just terrible. They couldn't get an actual Australian voice actor to play her.
But to do that, they would need to set a trap and catch the victim by surprise. The killer moved a stepladder behind the closet door and climbed up it to reach the door frame. There, they carefully placed the bucket.
That way, when the victim opened the door, the bucket would empty its contents all over her.
After completing this setup, the killer retreated to the far end of the janitor's closet and waited for the victim's
arrival.
The killer could have made noise to attract the victim's attention. Either way, the victim tried to open the door.
And, the bleach splashed all over her. Her scalp, face, and eyes were severely burned.
Ouch.
The killer leapt from his hiding place and began viciously attacking Kara. In his fit of rage and cruelty, he stabbed her from the front 28 times.
While being stabbed, the victim tried to fight back by clawing at the killer. This left the dried blood under her fingernails. However, it didn't deter the killer, and the victim eventually died.
At present, we don't have enough information to reveal the killer's true identity, but their actions haven't been forgotten. That is the truth behind this case.
Nice.
Are you satisfied?
A measly 3 acts. Poor Horace would be beside himself.
Who the hell is...
No one cares! We've done your end of the bargain. Now let us out already!
That is what I promised, isn't it? All right, I'll let you leave this room. But Before I do, may I be frank with you all for a second? This entire time I've been hiding behind a speaker, afraid to show my face. My heart tells me you'll react cruelly to it. However, my head, it raises a compelling argument. Who cares what others think? Shouldn't I get to have a little fun once in a while? Yes. Let's do away with these silly boundaries already. It's time we meet face to face.
Alright. Who's the mascot going to be? Face to face?
What's that all about?
Everybody, look over there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this is a dude. It's a dude in a mask. Okay. Oh, I thought it'd be like a mascot. The fuck?
Pickaxes, peasants. The walls have finally crumbled. What will you do now that you've reached the other side? Will you treasure this new land, serve it, or will you set it ablaze? Well, peasants, have you made your choice?
Yo, what the fuck is going on?
This person's voice.
Are you the speaker guy?
Speaker guy? No. You don't address your superiors like that. Within the halls of
Professor.
this academy, you'll
The
refer
headmaster.
to me by one name. His Highness, the great and powerful Tozu, host of the Killing Game.
Killing game? Well, there we go. Host of the Killing Game.
Well done.
Or you could call me Tozer for short. Hey, what do you mean Killing Game? Did you really think the story would end once we reached the climax of the case? Quite the contrary. This is... Oh, wait. Oh, quite the contrary. This is only the beginning.
That's...
Of what? Oh, wait. Okay, that was supposed to be him, but they fucked the thing up. I thought so. I thought it was a bit of a weird thing to say. Of what? Yeah, it says Damien Matsu, that should be Tozu. Isn't it obvious? You, my dear subordinates, are going to kill each other. That's like... That's not funny. But you said we could go home once we solved the mystery. I gave you peasants an incentive. It's not my fault you took it the wrong way. What are you talking about? You lied to us? Lied? Oh, no, absolutely not. I'm a fair man. A man sworn to the truth, if I recall correctly. You'll agree that right then you'll be free to leave this place. No one cares what you've done. I promise, isn't it? Alright. Yeah, leave this room. I specifically said you could leave this room, not go home. You sneaky son of a bitch. That's you're full of shit, man. There you go, losing control of your voice. That's how you know you lost the argument. Logic is a cowardly thing like that. I'll jump ship the moment it's confronted with a challenge. He didn't lie, did he? He said he never lies. So when he said that this was Eden's Gardens Academy, bullshit. What am I doing? Believing someone like him? There's no other way around it. He's lying. Hey, why didn't you tell us about your dumb game sooner? And watch your peasants run away? Phew, I can't host a game without any contestants. Please don't do this. I just want to be with my family. Please, just let me go home. Why is everyone Damon Matsu, bro? They need to... hope they get this fixed in the next update. Doesn't need to cry, Miss Tolner. Huh? We're all civilized here. No one is going to kill simply because they've been ordered to. What's this? The peasant has a rebuttal. A match between unprepared, unfit players. You could hardly call this a match. In much the same way, this game you've proposed a killing game between students who don't have the heart to kill. Do you seriously think we'll abandon our morals so quickly? Yeah, that's totally right. We're like super boring people. We don't have what it takes to do something like this. My heart is terribly soft, softer than the most delicate piece of mochi. When I when I see a fly in my room, I catch the poor deer in a jar and return it to nature. My mochi heart would melt otherwise.
I see.
That's your argument, is it?
How interesting.
So what has you so convinced? What do you mean? What makes you think the people in this room lack the heart to kill? Do you even know anything about these besides their names and ultimate talents? If you do, then tell me, regarding killing, where do they stand? Are they okay with killing murder if it's not for the greater good? Are they okay with murder if it guarantees their survival? Is where they currently stand on the issue the same as where they're willing to stand? Go on, you've had a couple hours to get to know everyone. That's plenty of time to learn their life stories, right? Should I take that as a no? Goodness, what a surprise. Not. You wouldn't be here all dressed up in that fancy suit if you were so naive.
Such a spoilsport.
Oh, and one more thing. That trial you just did, that was your preparation for the killing game. All you did was make us play detective. And for good reason. If one of you is killed, the remaining students will participate in a true class trial. Your objective here is simple. Uncover the culprit if you can. Using evidence you've gathered during the investigation, you will argue who you believe committed the murder. The results will be decided by popular vote, and if you choose the right person, they alone will be executed and the killing game will continue. However, if you choose the wrong person, the guilty party will be set free and the rest of you will be executed instead. Those are the rules of the game. Everyone understand? All of us will be executed? That's not fair. Really? I think one of our most beautiful rules has everyone has an incentive to participate in the killing game, innocent or otherwise. That's insane. You're treating us like pigs to the slaughter. Nonsense. All of you have the chance to survive the game. Do you think the common butcher is so merciful? By the way, if no guilty party ever escapes, the killing game will end when there are only 2 students left. You may want to remember that, or maybe you don't care. It depends on what kind of person you are. Out of 16 people here, only 2 would be allowed to survive. Only 2 would be allowed to survive. 2 people? That's hardly better than if someone gets away with murder. I know. That's what makes it so funny. Most of you would die, no matter what, and yet, with every passing trial, you'll all be clinging to life more desperately. And that exact mindset is what causes more murders to happen. Aren't those rules simply brilliant? A perfect test of the limits of human compassion. I can't wait to see all of you in action. Madman's loud, ominous, inducting laughter would suddenly cut off by a well-timed strike from behind.
I've said it a million times, you mangy fucking mutt! I want nothing to do with this stupid game!
Ow, 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 ow! Stop it!
Since you've made it clear you won't listen to reason, I'll just make sure you have no arms to kill with!
Do you even listen to when I talk? I'm not the one doing the killing. It's you lot who are...
Rachel her fist directly into the stomach. She followed it with another blow, and then another, and when it looked like she was going to be satisfied until he was dead, I saw it. I don't know, a tiny red dot appeared on Grace's face.
Stop already! There's a...
Anything? Oh, she dead. God damn it. So they're going to echo in our ears. Oh, she was grazed. Oh, I thought she fucking died. Grace released the man from her grip. Speechless, she moved her hand to her cheek, which had been nicked by the stray bullet. Oh, okay. We were looking into the direction the shot came from. The shooter stood silently by the pillar, a trail of smoke raising from the mouth of her rifle. Her mask. The design was a pattern instead of was a panther instead of a goat, but it was clear that she was working with him. Interesting. Okay. You shot at her. This is getting out of hand. Oh wait, this is getting out of hand. Now there are 2 of them. Everyone slowly backed away from Tozy, suddenly fearful for their lives. Ugh. What a shocking and unnecessary display of violence. You think? I was talking about the golfer woman. Well, now that you've become acquainted with our enforcer, Mara, and any of your kids try to jeopardize the killing game such as by attacking me, she'll be there to put an end to your shenanigans. Even though she misses her shots. That was just a warning. I assure you, I'll be unwise to further test her sharpshooting abilities. Regardless, I finally have an answer to your previous question. Huh? You asked me if I knew anything about my friends besides their names and talents. Truthfully, I don't, but I will continue to trust them as if I do because they're ultimates. Huh? They are charged with the betterment of society. They've proven themselves to be above simple acts of self-interest. We will not succumb, even if you trap us, fire guns at us, and force us to endure farcical courtroom procedures. He's right. Oh, he's right. Grace was trying to compose herself, still clearly shocked by her running with death. No matter how weird these guys are, they're talented. Do you really think an ultimate would fall for this bullshit? That's right. My friends and I have too much to live for and too much to achieve. We won't throw that away for your killing game. We're all going to escape. We have to. One by one, the students raised their voices in solidarity with Wolfgang. All of them were so confident in what they were saying, so willing to blindly put their faith in each other. For some reason, it made me sick. Damn, bro. Come on, man. Come on, dude. I wonder if our character will kill. Or maybe try the kill. That'd be interesting. Never underestimate the strength of human connection. I'm quite familiar with this idea. What kind of captain would I be if I can't even handle a small crew of 15? What is this horrible feeling of contempt? Why do I feel this way when everyone else seems so hopeful? The voice inside me was answered by another. You got it all wrong. The students turned their attention towards Eva, surprised by her words. Huh? Do you actually believe no one here would try to kill? You're really naive. I don't know how you made it as a lawyer. Well, instead of resorting to random ad hominem attacks, why don't you explain your reasoning? It's obvious. Compared to normal people, ultimates are more prone to killing, not less. Living with constant praise from the public and ruin our sense of self. If you need examples, just look around at the room. Excuse me? In the outside world, ultimates would do anything to further their own goals. The same is probably true here. Once you realize your dreams can only be achieved if you escape, you resort to murder.
Can't you see?
If you continue to convince all of these people to trust each other, they'll only be more vulnerable. Unless that was your plan all along. It is possible you want to make everyone vulnerable, so that it will be easy for you to kill them. That's
enough.
Suddenly, Ingrid stepped in front of Wolfgang protectively. Wolfie's done nothing wrong. He's given all of us a vote of confidence. Yeah, if it's something we all needed. So stop trying to turn us against each other, please. Her feeling grew stronger as the other students admonished Eva. It grew stronger and stronger, and I knew I had to say something. Eva's right.
No.
Huh? Damon, not you too? Look, I get it. You want to make the situation less scary for everyone. But Eva made a good point. All of us have a clear motivation to leave this place, even at the cost of other people's lives. Whether it's not to see our families again, or for the sake of our talents. No, I would never kill anyone. Deanna, you yourself admitted you had too much to achieve. Don't you see it now that's playing into the masked man's hands? This whole world ultimate thing is pretty insane anyway. After meeting all of you, it's clear none of us have the same goals. What are you insinuating? Don't we all carry the same obligations to improve the world we live in? This question angered me more than anything that had been said before. I could no longer suppress my true feelings. Look, the title barely means shit nowadays, alright? Most ultimates are just dullards obsessing over some pointless hobby. The talents don't contribute anything of worth. The only thing they're capable of is leeching off public attention for their own goals. Ouch.
You've got to be kidding me.
You gotta be kidding me. Running a business that feeds millions is pointless. Some of you are an exception, obviously. But come on. There's no way the rest of you can improve the worlds that we live in. The world we live in, we have niche fixations.
That was very...
Don't you mean the rest of us? You're an Ultimate too. Yeah, what the hell makes you so special? I can feel the words warming their way into my soul. And warming their way into soul. What makes you so special? Well, I can actually achieve many things with my talent. I can argue policy, consider ethics and morality. Better yet, I was the one who got you guys through the trial. Is that really what happened? I remember all of us helping out. I remember all of us helping out. Yo, I see what's going on. You think you're better than us, don't you? Just because you can say words nobody understands. Well, that kind of stuff is related. Like, tell me what a drag racer is. Tell me what a drag racer is. Sorry, a dragster is. Do you know? Watch your step, lest you trip and fall from the unparalleled heights of your vanity. I'm disappointed in you. How are you so concerned about making yourself look good when we're in the middle of a death game? Wait, I wasn't trying to. It was no use. They turned against me, hurling obscenities, scowling, or simply shaking their heads. Whew, do I sense anger, hatred, an unquenchable sense of bloodthirst? Well, save that for later. I'm the only person who can spill blood in the courtroom. The elevator will take you back to the killing game arena. We've cleared up the crime scene and prepared a dorm room for each of you. Thanks. How can you now get lost? Okay. You return to the podium, with the masked woman trailing closely behind. Bizarre mechanisms that brought him into the room lowered the two of them into the ground and out of sight.
Hey.
Still, we're not going to kill anyone, right, guys? No matter what happens, we're all going to make it out of here, okay? It was only when the madman had left that reality truly began to set in. I'm trapped in the killing game with people who despise me. Well, yeah, you kind of brought it on yourself, mate. How? How did this happen? I just wanted to help. I wanted to make sure we didn't trust each other too easily. I don't know, man. You're a bit of a dick. I don't think you're trying to help. You made everything worse, and now I'm being treated like the bad guy. Will these people practice what they preach? Will they really refuse to kill? I can't trust anyone here. For better or for worse, it's me versus them. So cue the beginning of the end. The beginning of an unfathomable nightmare, and I'm relating despair. The beginning of the killing game. Nice. Alright, pretty interesting opening. Flowers woven by stitches and needles. Survivor members 16. To be continued. Alright, I think I'll end it there. I need to do some things, and then I also need to go to the gym as well. 6 o'clock, I'll go later. Should I save? Hell yeah, I like to save. Alright. We'll just wait until I can exit, because... Oh, okay, wait, what's this? Team Eden's Garden presents... Oh, good opening. Alright, we'll watch this. Directed by L. Lim Takumaru. Opening directed and produced by Andrew Moses and... Didn't read that. Robbie Good. Main themes composed by Robbie Good. Hell yeah. Damon Matsu. Eva Tsunaka. Mm-hmm. I like the song, but I think it's like not as hype as the main Danganronpa theme. But it is well done. What does the apple mean? Okay. Tozu. Mara. So Mara doesn't have a voice actor. All right. Beneath the veil of hypocrisy. Yeah. Nice. Pretty keen. I mean, there's only one chapter out, but I'm keen for the trial when we get there. Who will die first? I generally have no idea. It's very exciting. I mean, I haven't been this excited since probably playing Danganronpa V3, because I was spoiled in Danganronpa 1 and 2 before I played them. Alright, but we're ending there. I guess I did another save again. Anyway guys, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. And we'll be playing more of this. Maybe more tonight. I don't know. We'll see how we go. But I would like to finish this. Well, at least like to play it and see what happens, because these games are fun. Games like this are pretty fun. Oops, I did not want to continue. Just gonna force close it. There we go. Anyway, have a good one. We'll play more later. It should be good. Alright.